Hey gaming fans, so today is going to be another, well, what I'm calling dead TCGs, and that's where I just look at other, trading card games that come out in the past, ones that I've kind of picked up along the ways. Now this one is and of course they don't really make them anymore, but this one, it's an interesting TCG. I actually picked it up in the store where I used to buy my Magic cards all the time, back when I was really into Magic. That's where I really began, starting with the card games. And I remember seeing this in the store, and they had them all on clearance. I think they were like $5 to $6 or something, or $7. You get the whole deck. And they had a whole bunch of them, and I thought, hey, why not? I always like to explore other trading card games. So I picked them up. I never actually really played it with a friend or anybody like that. I've just kind of played it with myself, just kind of set it up and tried it. It's actually been a while since I really looked at this game again. But, it's got some great artwork. It's got a great concept to it. If you're into the whole pirate scene, this is the type of game you would like. I believe it started as a role-playing game. There's like a lot of role-playing games, and those are the perfect type of thing to actually build a card game off of, because you already have a lot of characters, and you already have a storyline, and, keywords and stuff like that to easily make a card game. So I'm just going to open it up. So this is the rule book. Much like the original Magic the Gathering rule books, nice little, it's all just paper, black and white, but it does run you through the setup and all of the rules, and it even gives you like these things in here that if you're missing a card, you can just use the rule book card for some of these things, like the the pirate ship and stuff like that. So other than that, I mean, the game is quite unique, and if similar to, like, if you've ever played something like the original Star Wars trading card game, the one that originally came out, where it's played more like a board game and less like a game where you just flop down cards, and kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic. So the way this game is played, and mind you, I haven't played this in a long time, so I'm going to be a little bit rough on the rules, but I'm just going to go through kind of how the game is played. So you would set up, there's a certain order you're supposed to do this in, but I'm just going to put them down here. So you got the La Boca, the Frothing Sea, the Forbidden Sea, the Trade Sea, and the Mirror. So you're supposed to set these up. It'll tell you in the rule book, actually, which way you're supposed to set them up. So the player 1 would be on one side, player 2 would be on the other. So you're kind of sharing this, the sea. You don't both play the seas. So one player would put it down, and that would be it. And you kind of move between these cards, so you're actually moving your cards. And at the beginning of the game, you would have your starting captain, or your captain, or who you are, actually. And it will say, like, you can see there's the artwork. Really nice designed cards, actually. I mean, you can see the back there. They're really nice looking. The artwork is all intact. It looks good. So it gives you, like, a faction, gives you, like, a starting gold. And then it has all these little abilities here. There's like movement and fighting and loyalty and stuff like that, and his attack. And it says here captain. So at the beginning of the game, you always start with a captain, and it tells you where your captain starts off. So this captain would start off at the Forbidden Sea. So you'd look at your layout here. The Forbidden Sea is right there. So he would start here, and then you would actually have your. Of course, he also has some abilities too, and he's got some keywords like he's villainous and the swordsman. And then he tells you, like, well, you have 4 or more other Crimson Roger crew on your ship, all your crew get +1 cannon skill. So that would be your cannon there. So you would give all the crew the +1. Then you also have your ship. So he's on the Crimson Roger. So he's got a maximum of 9 people can be on this ship. And then it kind of gives you some different things like react, tack before performing an action to move to an adjacent sea. So tacking is, for better words, tap in Magic. If you've played Magic the Gathering, you know what tapping a card is. That's when you turn it sideways. Some card games might say exhaust or turn sideways or whatever, activate. It's just a different, trying to stay with the storyline. And so you would have your boat, your ship, I should say, on wherever your starting captain is, and your captain would be in the ship as well. And then you have all these different cards, like you have these adventure cards, And so it tells you, it always tells you where it's placed. So this one, you place this adventure card 1 C away. So I think it's 1 C away from where your boat, I keep saying boat, where your ship is. So you'd play maybe on the trade sea here. And so you'd have to actually move on to this space to try and get this adventure. And then it actually tells you to complete this adventure, you have to tack 3 adventuring. I think adventuring is the, could be the, I don't know if it's the skull and crossbones or the sword. I think the swords are attacking. I can't remember now. Like I said, I'm a little rusty on these rules because there's a lot of these little keywords and stuff here. But anyways, you would have to just perform that action. And then if you do, you get the crew attachment, which is +1 swashbuckling. I think that's the swords. And then the crew inflicts 1 extra hit during boarding attacks. So that's pretty cool. And then you got these crew attachments. These are kind of like equip cards if you played, like again, if you played Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! You get these equip cards and it gives you like the cost and how much it does. So pretty cool. Like I said, the artwork's pretty nice. Master Gunner. See, +1 influence. So it all has to do with the way you actually like bring these people onto your boat, your ship. And so you got the red crew attachment there. A lot of it is attachments in this. There's another adventure. And then we go through, we've got more crew, more adventures. There's a lot to this game, so it does take a little bit of practice, especially, you know, learning when you're moving. So what you have to actually do is your opponent would be moving their ship and you would be moving yours, and you want to get into the same sea as your opponent and actually attack them. And then you could do things like boarding, where you actually can, you know, with the pirates board the other ship and they attack differently because they're now hand-to-hand combat. Plus you have the cannons that can attack. I believe the cannons can actually allow you to attack further away too. But there's a lot of just, you know, really good like flavor text going on here. Like if the queen sees a bumpkin, she treats you like a bumpkin. You know, stuff like that. I think there's one where it's like it's a peg leg, where you can actually you put it on your person and one of your crew members. Now he has a peg leg. So all these little pirate things, if you're really into that stuff. And as you can see, like all these creatures who have the faction symbol, they get more of a, you know, benefit than the ones that are like no faction, which is a common thing in a lot of card games where some things have no faction and some things do. Bully boys. I mean, this was really just right out of this structure deck. Well, it's not really a structure deck. I don't think they really intended these to be necessarily playable right out of the box. And Magic the Gathering did the same when they had those, you know, some of these things were just kind of, you can open up a box and you might be able to build a deck out of it. This you could play it, but it would be really, you know, it wouldn't be very good. You'd probably want to buy a whole bunch and actually build a proper deck doing this. And the, you know, the deck building rules, it says it in the, you know, in the rule book of how many you're allowed to do, how many cards you're allowed to play of certain cards. I don't think there was ever any kind of ban list for this. I doubt it. I don't know if this game actually really made it that far to have a big enough following to do that. But, you know, it's just interesting. It's different if you want to play something that's a little more, you know, a little more time consuming. I think it does take about 30 minutes or so to play a game completely, because you're really just moving along the seas, and you have to attack your opponent's ship and try and sink it. And if you do that, you win the game. So really cool. I mean, if you're interested, I don't know if anybody's really interested in learning this game to its core, but, you know, if I see enough interest in this, I can probably do another video where I dive right into the rules and how to play the game. This is just kind of a, let's show it off, and you know, maybe you've never heard of this game before, and might be something you might want to look into. I mean, I'm sure you could probably still buy these cards on eBay or somewhere. You know, they're probably still out there. They're probably still around. You can probably find them. I doubt they're expensive. There's probably nothing in here that's valuable. That well, I could be wrong. I mean, you know, I've been wrong with other card games where I didn't think they were worth anything. Anyways, yeah, this is 7C. I just wanted to show it off. It doesn't, as far as I understand, it doesn't exist anymore as far as being printed. But, you know, there's probably some fan base out there that's still into it. It'd be interesting to know that. Anyways, let me know what you think. I have a whole bunch of other TCGs that I have kicking around that I'd like to show off as well. So this was been fun just looking at these cards again. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Let me know if you played this game before or if you've heard of it. Throw some comments down below. Always like to hear it. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.